In this tutorial, I will work with Extrude Boss tools, which is sketch-based feature. So you can get the tool under this features tab. From here, Extrude Boss or Base, or if you want, you can go to Insert, Boss Base, Extrude. Or if you press S key in your keyboard, you can get the extrude icon from here. So you can start with this icon, or if you want, you can start with the sketch, because this tool is for sketch based feature. So now I will not activate this tool from here. First I will sketch first. I sketch a very simple rectangle, and now I close this sketch. Now I will activate this Extrude Boss. When I activate this thing, at the time it says I have to select a plane on which to sketch the feature cross section, or an existing sketch to use for the feature. For this moment I will use the existing sketch, so I will select this sketch. When I select this sketch, on the left hand side you can see the properties manager open. In the properties manager there are lots of things you can do with. So this is in the sketch, this was in 2D, so I have to give the thickness, so this will be in 3D. To put the thickness, I have to give the thickness from here. If I put 20, you can see the preview updates, and there are some others option you can get from here. In the direction 1 there are some other option is available. I will work all this option later. If you want, you can change this thickness using this up and down arrow, or if you want, you can use this arrow to make the thickness, and there is a scale appears and it snaps. So if I want, I can make 100, or if I want, I can make 40. After making the desired thickness, I will press OK. When I press OK, that means this is in 3D now, from 2D to 3D, and this is sketch based feature, that's why I need the sketch. And after making this Extrude Boss, you can see from this feature manager tree, it listed in here. So if you work with 10 feature tool, it will be listed in the sequential order, so that later if you want to change your value, you can change that thing very easily. Suppose I already created this Extrude Boss. If I want to change any value for this Extrude Boss, just right click and go to edit feature, and from here I can change this to 20 and then press OK. And the left side of this Extrude Boss icon, there is a plus sign. When I press this plus sign, you can get that sketch. This sketch has been used to create 3D model. Sometimes you already applied the feature already, but you want to modify the sketch, you can do also that thing. Just right click on the sketch and go to edit sketch, and from there you can edit your sketch. Suppose I put my dimension here for the sketch, and then when I close the sketch, and it will be updated. If you see this does not work, or if you don't update, then at the time there is a rebuild button here. If you press this rebuild button, it will be updated, but it's already updated, so you do not need to press this thing. When I click this Boss Extrude, at the time you can see different dimensions. The black one is for the sketch, and this is the blue. Blue is for the feature. That means blue, if you see any blue dimension, that comes from the feature. If I want to change this feature with this plate thickness, if I want to modify this 20 to 50, I will just input this 50 and it will be updated. So there are lots of flexibility, you can modify this thing. And here I applied this Extrude Boss after creating this sketch manually. But if you want, you can do this directly. That means you do not need to create sketch first, then you have to apply the Extrude Boss. I will directly activate this Extrude Boss. When I directly activate the Extrude Boss, it asks for the plane on which I will make a sketch. Suppose in the front plane, and in the front plane I am making the sketch. After making the sketch, when I go out from the sketch, the Extrude Boss will be activated automatically. So this is the second way you can work with this Extrude Boss. If I press OK, then my Extrude Boss will be completed. So by this two way you can work with Extrude Boss. Now if you see this is direction 1 shows. In the direction 1 means this is the direction 1, and direction 2 means if I activate this direction 2, this is direction 2. I will work with this direction 2 later. First I will work with direction 1. In the direction 1 there are few options here. This is end condition. If I use blind, that means if I put any custom value like 30, it will be updated like this way. And this is the direction. I will work with this direction later. This is advanced topic, so I will work with this later. And if I want to work with this up to vertex or up to surface or offset from surface or up to body, this on all these 4 options I will work with later. For the moment I will work with the mid plane. If I press this mid plane, that means this 30 mm thickness will be divided into 2 parts, 15 mm on the left side, 15 mm on the right side. And by this way you can make, like if I make the 40, it will be 25 left, 25 right. Sometimes it will be helpful. So I go back to blind and this is 20. And if I want to use direction 2, in that case this is blind. If I want to use different thickness, that means 80. If I put 80, this will be updated, and you can see on the right side is 80 and left side is 20. There are some other advanced property you can use from this property manager. If I go to this select count contour, you can use this thing, you can use this draft, or if you want you can use this from, and this is very advanced topics. I will discuss all these things later.